Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and this is another one for my New York album. I'm still at the Cloisters Museum here, and then this is my second layout using one of the new flip page protectors here from scrapbook.com. You can see right there, that's who makes it. And again, if you haven't seen these yet, they come with the fold already made. There's a gusset here, which allows you to fold it either way you want, and I will be using it both directions in my album. I believe the last one I did went like this. This one today is going to fold inward like so that when you look at it, there will be something on the left. This is what you'll see on the right, and you'll open it like that. I have laid out my photos where I think I want them, but I also reserve the right to change my mind if I decide I don't like that configuration. And then I also included this here, excuse me, because I knew I wanted to use this because I knew I had this photo. So I don't know that it's necessarily going to appear there. It might be on the card I choose, and then I put it with that as I journal or something. I'm not sure, but I have it, and the color matches too, which is awesome. So really, I need to find embellishments, and I need to find 2 fun pocket cards. I have removed the photos that will be on the outside of the flip here and just put them next to it so I can see them at all times. I think I will probably do something here, either a phrase label, some stamping, something, just because there's a lot of dead space there. And if I don't do it, there won't be anything on this side of the page protector. So that will get something. And then I'm still trying to figure out the cards here. I did find 2 options so far that I'm considering, but I want to keep looking. So far, I have this one, which I had thrown into my New York stuff, and I think I was planning it for the library photos because there are some things that have wood in them like this, and I was thinking maybe that would work. But when I held it up against these, it also is fitting here. The colors are appropriate. There is some wood paneling here, and so I think maybe that would be okay. So I do have that one. And then I also pulled this one. Now, granted, this is a 4x6, but I was thinking I could cut it maybe here to here, and that would give me a nice space to stamp in here or put a phrase, or whatever I want to do, but it would still give me this sort of medieval, maybe castle look, which would certainly fit with these photos. The only thing is I'm not quite sure about that color. It's a very, very light gray. Now, there is gray over here, so I have that. I could potentially like move these and maybe have it in the middle, and then I have gray here, I have gray here, a little bit here. This also, it's a pearlescent tone, but it kind of looks gray, so maybe, and the wall, it's not grabbing me at first, but I'm keeping it as an option. So I have those, and those were in my New York stuff, so that's good. Now I'm going to go into my regular stuff to see if I can find anything else that is sort of museum themed or, sort of old relic themed. I know I have some stuff that I printed out from a couple of digital sets that were specific to this type of travel, going to museums and seeing historical things. So maybe there's something in there. We'll see. When I was looking at options for what I could do with the photos in terms of the cards, I realized I have 2 spots of blue happening here. There's a darker blue here, and then in my mask, also a little bit here, not so much there. It's easier to see here. But then I have my mask. So I thought, well, maybe I should look for some blue cards. So I pulled out that section of my travel stuff. I did find 2 that I think might be usable. I have this one that says vacation, and it actually says Sunday, and this was a Sunday, which would be awesome. So there is that option. And then if I were to keep this, I could do some blue embellishments there. So I do like that. And it gives me room to journal. This one I also love, but there's absolutely no room for journaling. And it just says, so happy to be here. And then I could put Cloisters here. I do love this because I was happy to be there. I super enjoyed this activity. I'm so glad that my friend and I were able to do it. And she has since talked about going back and taking her kids because they've never been there, even though they're from New York. She's never taken them. So I do like the sentiment. I'm just on the fence about the journaling piece. I do have journaling that will appear elsewhere in these layouts, so I'm not totally convinced that I need it here. But I do also like the mix here that it has a lot of white. And there's a lot happening here, and that gives the eye a nice place to rest. So I'm just not sure, but I think I'm going to save this one. When I look at it, it makes this appear very washed out when I see it compared to this. This really gives a nice pop of color. So it will definitely be one of the blues. I'm just not sure which. When I was trying to decide between these two, I just happened to notice that this is too big across for a 3x4 card. Dang it. So I wouldn't want to put it here anyway, too close for the color. And then when I was looking at this, look at that. That's right to the edge. And I mean, I could maybe do it, but oof, that's very tight. So what I think I might do is save this card, use this one, and cut this in half and just layer it on here with some other kind of embellishment and just make like a little embellishment cluster here. So I think I'm going with this one. And voila, there's the card. I still may do some other things with it. I may do some splattering. I do have a nice gold splatter. I also have kind of a brown coppery thing that might work. So I'm keeping that in mind. But even if I didn't do anything, I like that better than the other options that I had. So that will stay. Now I have to figure out what am I going to do here. So I need to look through my phrases maybe for that and this. So I do have my little bag of museum, architecture, history themed phrases here, and I had actually had 3 sheets of this. I'd only cut into one. I finally just decided, you know what, I'm going to cut into all 3 and just put them in here. So that way I have double and triple of some things, which is fine, but I can use it and not worry about it. So I have that, but I will also pull out my regular stash of travel phrases to see if there's anything in there that matches and has wording that I like. So I found this, which actually was not in my bag of museum stuff. It's just more of a generic phrase, but I like it. And I love the blue. It's not exactly the same, but that's fine. It brings out the blue there. So I think I'll end up either centering it or putting it to the left like so. So that's good. The only other one I found in the museum bag that was the right color was this. And I enjoyed it, but it's not totally true if I said this is my favorite collection. Religious relics are really not my fave. They're lovely to look at, but they're not my favorite thing that I saw. But color-wise, sure, it would work. So I'm keeping it as an option. But I've also decided that I'm going to pull out all of my chipboard phrases and just see if there's something in here that might work, because I would like it too if it took up a little more space. This is going to seem very blank if I don't fill that up with something. Yay, I did find some options in my chipboard pieces. So on this one, I just like this one that says details, because all of these things here are very detailed. So that would certainly work. And it might be visually interesting to put a circular element in the middle of this geometric shape. So I am considering that. And there's also circles here and here, so it might help bring that in. There are also curved lines over here, so I'm certainly considering it. And that sort of bluish gray does match the walls. Might be able to get away with it, so I have that. But then on this sheet of chipboard stickers, look at this. I mean, if I want to bring it in blue, that's pretty good, and it's another circular element, so great. But I also just have this blue heart here. I also have these where I could stamp in there if I wanted. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of play around, hold some things up, see what I think, and then I'll decide. I have decided I'm going to use this one that says today, and I will find a little icon to fit in there. So it could be a geotag or a heart or just something, but I will stamp on that. I am going to place it right there in the middle. And I decided to go with that one in the end because there are a lot of square shapes here as well, squares and rectangles really. And you know, even here at the tops, very angular. So I figured that would be okay. I do like the blue. When I was looking at it though, I do think I'm going to switch these 2 pockets, because having this right on top of another blue element, I'm not crazy about that. But if I move it here, I have a nice little zigzag pattern. When the layout is open, it'll be blue, 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 and I dig that. I've switched these out now, and I thought I was going to stamp there, but now I think I'm going to use a sticker instead. I have these epoxy stickers from Rosie's Studio, And I like this one because it's half gold, half blue, which is awesome. This is also a little more navy. This is the brighter blue, almost like the royal blue, closer to this, I think. So it might be nice to sort of match those and make these all tie together. But then I also have these, and I really like just the black one, which would bring in the black that you see over here. So I'm kind of torn. I'm also considering using one here and then putting the other one down here in this blank space. I'm not sure. So again, I'll take them out, I'll mess with them, and then I'll decide. All right, so I ended up changing it up a little bit. I decided to do one of the black hearts in there, the smaller one. It fit perfectly. And that was mainly because when I tried this one, I did not like the look of it at all in there. And it was too big. And then when I tried it here, the gold is actually too close to this. Didn't like that either. So I ended up going with this. I ended up 2 black hearts here. And again, this one will be on the outer fold, you know, kind of, so you'll see it next to that there, which is okay. And then this, which I didn't think I would use at all on that card from this set, I thought about this one, this was way too big down there. It would have overlapped and I didn't like that. This fit in perfectly with just a tiny overlap down here, and I like that. So now I'm going to put everything in the pockets to make sure I'm really happy with it before I'm done. Okay, so here I have it with the flap closed, and I love that. It looks perfect because these are diagonal from each other. You don't see the other hearts yet, but then when you open it up, you get the rest of it, and I so love that. I am just so enamored with these dang new page protectors. I probably need to order more. Even though I ordered 2 sets already, I probably need more because I see myself using them a lot. But in any case, here's another one done for New York. Thanks for watching.